mentioned about clearing the cards or clearing the room and the energy. And I always use sage, I use incense, you can use Palo Santo. And I just thought that I'd share this with you. This is just an incense box. I've got one stick of incense in there burning. And I kind of have a habit where I will just have incense going here and with my intention and saying some specific affirmations and clearing the cards to bring in fresh energy, to get any stagnant energy off the cards, or if I've used them to read for you or reading for others, then I always clean them up when I'm finished and just keep them like this. I also keep my cards in a specific box, or I have a specific placement for them, maybe with a nice scarf around them or something, just so that they're treated with respect. And you never want to finish doing a reading and leave the cards spread out, because there's a certain kind of ancient knowledge and respect that these cards really deserve, because there's so much wisdom within. And for me, I really treat them almost like a friend, and I'm really careful about where I put them. I even travel with a specific deck. When I travel, when I go out and about, I have a deck with me just because it's my nature. And when I finish reading these cards for you guys, I give them a nice healthy shuffle and I just light an incense, and this is what I do. And it just kind of helps clear. And I usually put a crystal or two around them or on them. These are just a few things that I do, and I wanted to share with you. Also, have you started reading for anyone? Are you reading cards for others? Because when I read, I always ask for permission. I will ask the person sitting in front of me or the person on the video screen if I can have their permission to raise my higher self up to their higher self and connect with them and energetically commune with them. And I like to ask permission, because when someone leans in and they say yes, or they'll say, yes, please, I'm the messenger and I'm bringing the information forward. And when someone comes to me, they typically have a specific question in mind, or they have an issue or a problem that they're trying to solve, and they're looking for insight. So if you ask someone for their permission and they tell you yes, you're opening that channel of energetic communication and sharing your energy. That's another reason why you want to clear your cards when you're finished with the reading, because you just worked with others' energy and commingled, so you clear the cards so they're ready to start fresh, and you clear all the energy off of the cards. And it also helps to clear yourself of others' energy. If you're intuitive and you're working with others and you're doing things like chakra work, reading tarot, channeling, all of these practices open our energy vortexes, and we begin to share our energy with others. And you don't always want to take someone else's energy with you, and you don't want them to take yours with them. So it's just a really nice practice to get into, to get in the habit of clearing your energy space, bringing your energy back to you, sending your querents on with their energy. And that's just how I do it. And I'm a firm believer that what we're doing with these types of practices is actually reading the energy. And the tarot are my tool. So after I've asked for permission and it's time to shuffle the cards, if the person is with me, I hand them the deck to shuffle. And if it's video, I shuffle for them. But I always begin and ask the querent to think of something positive. Think of a happy moment, a happy time. And I take a few breaths with them, 2 or 3 long, deep breaths. And I do this to help put the querent at ease, to help them just relax those shoulders and just kind of center themselves. And it helps to be more open. When the querent is finished shuffling the cards, and you might say, well, how do I know that they're finished? Well, if I can feel that it's ready, I can just feel the impulse that we're ready to go. If I don't feel that, I'll ask the querent to cut the cards in 3 piles and choose one of the piles. Whichever pile they choose, I will pick up and just look through it. Just do a glance. open myself up. And sometimes I'll actually see a card that represents the querent. That's a yes. Or I'll just get a feeling that there's the story is in here, that this has the answer to whatever they're asking. And as they're shuffling the cards, I always ask them to think about why it is they're here, what question they have, what problem they're thinking of. And they don't have to tell me, but they do need to take a pause, take some deep breaths, shuffle the cards, be thinking of what it is that they're looking for, and be thinking about what their question is or what their issue is. And once they're finished, then we cut the cards and I pull right off the top of the cards. Now, listen, if you are reading for others and you're using reversals, you need to be really aware of the orientation of the cards, because if your querent is sitting across from you and they've been shuffling and rifling and they're ready, and then they cut the cards and they hand them to you, you don't want to flip the cards top to bottom, because now you've changed the orientation of the querent. And since they shuffled the cards and they've been working with the cards, you want to be sure once you take them from them that you're turning the cards from side to side, okay? And so as they're looking at the cards, these are what they have shuffled in the orientation they shuffled them, okay? I sure hope this kind of stuff helps you guys. And if you have questions, let me know. I absolutely love to see your comments and answer your questions. So